button to receive setup instructions.
Today we're going to be taking a look at a set of General Electric branded cordless telephones. I got 3 of these here. I just put the batteries in this one. For whatever reason the screens will not come on and the handset won't boot up until it has been placed in the cradle, even though the battery has a full charge, which is kind of weird. So this, the handset model number is 28223EE-3-A, and then the base is model 28223EE-3-A. This is a Thompson product. I have never found Thompson or well, actually General Electric used 2 different manufacturers primarily over the years. Thompson, which was this one, which seemed to be the later phones, and then they use Atkins or Atlinks for the earlier models. And I have not found General Electric's telephone equipment to be of very good quality. In fact, I've had more issues with General Electric stuff than probably any other brand. And I just got to thinking recently, I wonder how much of it was the result of poor quality versus capacitor problems. Because much of the General Electric stuff in the early 2000s, or in the 2000s in general, I think the capacitor plague went from around 2000 to 2008 or so. All of that stuff could have potentially been manufactured with those garbage capacitors, and so I wonder if how much of the Atlinks branded equipment was bad simply because of the bad capacitors that were used, which is not really General Electric's fault. As far as the Thompson phones are concerned, they seem to be a little more reliable, but there were definitely issues with these as well. A lot of the screens seemed to go bad, which was also an issue with VTech during the era. So maybe there was some kind of, and maybe again it was a material issue. Certain adhesives that were being used to assemble the LCD displays just did not hold up over time. Fortunately, the screens on these seem to be pretty good. I think one of them has one dead line of pixels, and that's about it. So we'll see how long that holds up. So this model, I guess, would date back probably to the early 2010s. I don't know if General Electric still makes telephones or not. This is one of those sets with the Google 411, whatever that is. I actually have no idea what that is or how it works. I remember a friend of mine back in the early 2010s had a similar model to this. It was an all black handset and base. It was like a slippery, shiny plastic, kind of a poor design. And prior to that, he had what I guess was one of those Uniden compact phones, which, as much as I like the Uniden brand, there's no beating around the bush that those compact phones just didn't work that good. And I remember it was always full of static whenever I would call him. And so then after years of using that, his family got a set similar to this, the black set I was just describing, and it was a significant improvement in terms of the clarity of the call, but it would chew through batteries like crazy. I actually remember giving him a couple batteries at one point to throw in there. So again, it's just not the greatest equipment, but I'm curious to use these and see how they work. I don't recall if I did a checkout on these or not before. If I did, I don't remember, so we're going to have to do it again. I guess I could take a quick look at the call log here and see. Yeah, there is 2 calls from the simulators. Maybe I have checked these out. Oh well, we're going to recheck them out. So if these work, I'm going to use these in the next telephone setup. We're going to start getting back into the telephones. I know it's been a very long hiatus as I've been trying to take care of other things, but we're going to get back to the telephones, and we're going to get back to the cleaning service videos very soon. So this will be featured if it turns out to be a satisfactory piece of equipment. This still has the plastic film over the answer machines, and maybe these weren't used that much. And I've already forgotten what key it says to get the setup instructions, so we're going to turn this off and turn it back on.
Press repeat button to receive setup instructions.
The repeat button.
Press and hold announce key to record announcement for record messages mode. Press and hold announce key to record announcement for announce only mode. Release key to stop recording. Press announcement key to check announcement. Press answer mode key to change answerer mode. Use handset menu to set date and time.
That voice is not very clear at all. I was having some trouble understanding what it was saying. Why this is all convoluted here. Let's see if we can get this to be a little more flat on the table. There we go.
Please leave your message after the tone. Please leave your message after the tone. Record announcement. Please leave your message after the tone. Please leave your message after the tone. Please leave your message after the tone.
Okay, so this is not working very well.
Please leave your message after the tone. Record announcement for record messages mode after the tone.
Don't tell me what to do.
Don't tell me what to do.
That actually sounded relatively clear. Alright, so we got to set the date and time here. The key tone is almost identical to the key tone of the Uniden telephones, but I don't believe this is Uniden made. So we are in 2024, but whoops, okay, that's not what I wanted. It is 5:10, and it's 6:40 in the evening right now. How about on or off? It's nice that the registration is not a deeply kept secret on this model. These are all awful. Alright, let's see what that sounds like. I don't like the layout of these buttons because you have talk and end, which are kind of hard to, not hard to reach, but your finger goes to the bottom first, and the most used buttons are up there at the top. This is kind of a weird layout. Otherwise, you know, the handset isn't too bad. The numbers are pretty clear to read. The screens have decent contrast. They're not showing up as good on the video as they are in person. It's pretty easy to read, decent sized font. This is a little small, but it's usable. We'll have to figure out what that does. There's a headset jack here, and no volume controls on the side, which is kind of a shame. We do have a belt clip though, and it seems surprisingly sturdy. Message light or some kind of indicator light up there. These have a signal strength bar in the top left, but it doesn't actually measure signal. In fact, I don't know what it does, because I tested this briefly yesterday. Okay, here's our alarm clock. The bell is still flashing. I guess we gotta go in there and shut that off. Okay. Not a whole lot of different settings in there, but most of what you need. The battery meter only shows 2 bars, so it's half or full or empty. Alright, let's go ahead and call these things up and see what kind of ridiculous ringers we've got on these things. They're all in the same ringer.
Don't tell me what to do.
Alright, we gotta see if we can get that call screening off of there. That's gonna be a feedback freak show. See if the setting is on here. I didn't see it when we was going through here before. Nope, I don't see it, so we might not be able to shut it off. Alright, well, I'll just lower the volume all the way down, and that's the best that we can do for now.
Don't tell me what to do.
Is there going to be a... Yep. There's still going to be a feedback freak show.
You have 2 new messages. Message 1 unknown.
Those buttons are not working that good. That seems surprisingly clear. Let's see here.
Record announcement for record messages mode after the tone.
This is a longer testing announcement to see how good the quality of this Digitan machine is over.
This is a longer testing
That actually doesn't sound too bad. I just connected up a cordless phone so I can go in the other room to do this.
This is a longer testing announcement to see how good the quality of this Digitan machine is. Over. I'm actually kind of impressed with the quality of this Digitan machine. It's not as good as the Unit and True series, not many are, but it does seem to be slightly above average. It's fairly clear. It definitely still sounds like very highly compressed Digitan audio, but it's reasonably clear.
Yeah, that actually sounded pretty good on the greeting. Let's see if the playback is just as good.
You have 3 new messages. Message
Message
1,
lights are flashing.
Monday, 12:14 a.m. Message 2, Monday, 12:15 a.m.
And we
Message
have
3,
the
Monday,
tape icon on there.
12:24 a.m.
I'm actually kind of impressed with the quality of this Digitan machine. It's not as good as the Unit and True series, not many are, but it does seem to be slightly above average. It's fairly clear. It definitely still sounds like very highly compressed Digitan audio, but it's reasonably clear.
End of new messages.
Well, the recording quality certainly wasn't that great. Can we do a playback on the handset? Let's see. Answer. Oh, it's over here.
Press 7 to review menu again. Press 2 to play new messages. Press 2 to stop. Press delete while playing a message to erase. Press 3 to skip. Press 1 to repeat. Press 4 to change answer mode. You have 3 old messages. Message 1, Monday, 12:14 a.m. Message 1, erase. Message 2, message 2, erase. Message 3, Monday, 12:24 a.m.
I'm actually kind of impressed with the quality of this Digitan machine. It's not as good as the Unit and True series.
Message 3, erase.
Alright, that sounded pretty bad on the recordings. It just seemed to be the outgoing message was a little better. Can these record, they can record memos.
Record message.
Goose in, goose out.
Thin goose out.
Press 7 to review menu again. You have 1 new message. Message 1, Monday, 12:27 a.m.
Thin goose out.
End of new messages.
I wonder if that, maybe it's that cordless telephone doesn't sound that good. I'll try to record with the speakerphone here, but I'm pretty sure it's just going to be an uncontrollable feedback freak show.
Answering system is.
Oh, that's not what I wanted. Try to lower this as much as I can.
This is a longer testing announcement to see how good the quality of this Digitan machine is. Over.
Can we do this without getting a total feedback freak show? Yeah, I guess it's not too bad. This is a test from the Unit and True speakerphone.
Alright, let's see if that sounds any better.
You have 1 new message. Message 1, Monday, 12:28 a.m.
Can we do this without getting a total feedback freak show? Yeah, this is not too bad.
Message 1 erased.
It's just as bad.
New messages.
So I think that the recording quality of the answering machine when it comes to the messages is just absolutely awful. But for some reason the recording of the greeting isn't half that bad. Let's see what that does. I guess it just turns off the rings.
This is a longer testing announcement.
Alright, so the answering machine works. It's got awful quality, but I'm not surprised. I don't think I'll use the answering machine. I got plenty of other better answering machines on the line. No need for it. So now let's go ahead and make some calls with these handsets and see how the calls are.
Hi, my name is William calling from Green Energy. How are you today?
Okay.
I believe I am talking to the homeowner, right?
Right.
Hello.
Hey. Hello. 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 He's still there, but he's not talking. Hello. First I'm going to call from this cordless phone just to make sure that this cordless phone sounds okay. I'm pretty sure it does, but let's just check. Oh, we can take that off now. I hear like a speaker noise once it started ringing, but it's not, oh, I gotta answer that, duh.
Does it sound okay? Yeah, I think it sounds fine. I don't know why the answer machine sounded so blurry. I guess just because the recording is poor quality. Over.
Okay, so the cordless phone is working fine. See, I don't hear a speaker sound right now, but as soon as it started ringing, I heard the speaker come on, even though it wasn't actually making any sound. Okay, let's go over to the main line here, where we might receive another scam call. And let's see what the sound quality is like. We'll call the cold line, the Farmer Jones cold line. So the speaker and talk is shared between one button.
Family Farms and Wiring, this is our crop report message, providing you information as to what is occurring at the farm for Mother's Day weekend. Well, we look forward to seeing many of our friends return to the winery for a visit and experience from our wide selections. The winery during May is open on Friday through Sunday.
So that's plenty loud, but it's not super clear. Let's see how the lower volumes are.
Will be open at 11 a.m. We'll speak to that special weekend in a
That's
moment.
much clearer.
The winery is located at our Homestead Farm location, one of our 4 farm locations, with the address of the Homestead Farm being 606 Walnut Tree Hill Road in the beautiful White Hills of Shelton. We have a full complement of all available wines, which you can look up in advance via our winery website, jonesfamilyfarms.com/winery. We provide educational wine tastings, and you may want to enjoy wine by the glass with light fare food options. Please note that reservations are not required during this early portion of the season. However, they are recommended to ensure you have a table on Mother's Day, Saturday, and Sunday. Reservations are done via our jonesfamilyfarms.com website. Click the Mother's Day button on the homepage. Now, we have the perfect wines to celebrate the special occasion, from sparkling wines to bold reds, delicate floral wines to our specialty Mother's Day cocktail. From our Harvest Kitchen, we are...
It actually gets quite loud, but the clarity does kind of disappear It's actually kind of crackly on anything over than the lowest setting, which is still fairly loud. Alright, here's the lowest volume of the earpiece. I'll go up in a few seconds.
Take that as herbed hummus and farm fresh cheesecake. Also on Saturday and Sunday from 1 till 4, we have some of our favorite local musicians returning to the winery. Now a new offering is Jones grown items from our nursery. We will be selling herbs, annual flowers, and flowering baskets at the winery near our Forest Hall entry, which is where you enter from the parking lot on Saturday and Sunday. Additionally, our Jones nursery will be open Wednesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. till 6 p.m.
That's maintaining clarity, and that's pretty loud.
With an expanded offering of Jones grown items. Now the nursery at Jones Family Farms is located at 28223 Road. That's also known as Route 110, and that's near the Shelton-Monroe border. Now keep in mind as we move through the upcoming year, in June is our Harvest Jones strawberries, with blueberries in July and August.
The earpiece quality is not super rich, but it's plenty clear. I had no complaints about the earpiece quality. The gate could be a little higher, but it's generally pretty good. Alright, so now let's go upstairs. Yeah, I really don't like the way these buttons are set up. It's like you gotta really reach for them. So we put on speaker. Does it hold? No. You always have to do talk again. Alright, let's call back and we'll walk upstairs and see how the range is.
Jones Family Farms and Winery, this is our crop report message, providing you information as to what is occurring at the farm for Mother's Day weekend. Well, we look forward to seeing many of our friends return to the winery for a visit and experience from our wide selections. The winery during May is open on Friday through Sunday from 12 noon until 6 p.m. Now on Mother's Day Sunday, the winery will be open at 11 a.m. and we'll speak to that special weekend in a moment. The winery is located at a Homestead Farm location, one of our 4 farm locations, with the address of the Homestead Farm being 6 Walnut Tree Hill Road in the beautiful hills of Shelton. We have a full complement of all available wines, which you can learn about in advance via our winery website, jonesfamilyfarms.com/winery. We provide educational wine tastings, and you may want to enjoy wine by the glass with light clear food options. Please note that reservations are not required during this early portion of the season. However, they are recommended to ensure you have a table on Mother's Day Saturday and Sunday. Reservations are done by our jonesfamilyfarms.com website. Click the Mother's Day button.
Still shows full signal, but it's definitely not. So the range in this is actually kind of poor, because that is clipping out pretty good in here, and that's only going across the house inside. I did test it outside yesterday. It's raining right now, so we're not going to check it outside on video, but it didn't even go to the side yard. It was clipping out real bad in the side yard. It was almost unusable in the front. So unfortunately, the range is very poor, which is somewhat surprising because generally speaking, I find with the DECT 6 telephones, there's typically not a whole lot of variance in the range between model to model. But then again, like I said earlier, I've never found General Electric's telephones to necessarily be of that good quality, so I suppose it should be expected that maybe the range isn't the greatest. Alright, now I'm going to call the testing answering machine and we'll record some testing messages to see how good the pickup on these handsets is. I actually just received a legitimate call, so I took it on these phones, and the speakerphone was plenty loud. I had it on volume 4. I did step outside because it stopped raining for a second, and it was plenty loud. It wasn't the clearest thing out there, but it was plenty loud and I was able to understand everything that was being said. The range is kind of weird. It was clipping out a lot in the driveway, but then when I got past the driveway, it kind of cleared up a little bit. It was okay out on the deck, so I don't know. That's kind of weird. Anyways, let's go ahead. I'll make some calls now, and we'll see how good the microphones work on these things.
2 new messages and 9 old messages. Message 1.
This is the first test of these General Electric cordless telephones. This is on talk, and now it's on speaker, using it at about the same volume and distance as I was before for a comparison purpose. Now I'm going to put the phone down on the table while it's on speakerphone, and I'm standing about 2 feet away from the telephone, 3 feet away from the telephone. This is about 4 feet away from the telephone. I just heard some digital corruption come through the telephone speaker, which is kind of weird. I just heard some more. You know what that might be? That might be the switcher's switch. Yep, that's the switch on the switcher. I got to spray some more deoxit on there to clean that up. Alright, this is about 6 feet away from the telephone. I don't really expect it to be working that good anymore. 7 feet, 8 feet, 9 feet, 10 feet, 11 feet, 12 feet, 13 feet. This is about as far as I go. This is probably close to 15 feet from the telephone. And it hasn't been cut off yet, so it must be recording fairly well. I'm going to hang up with the button.
Message 2.
Snout check. Alright, good. My snout's working. Did you hear that goose last night? That stinking thing was honking all night. I ain't getting any sleep because of it. What a pain in the neck.
End of messages.
Okay, so it seems like these phones talk pretty good on regular talk mode. The speakerphone, the pickup distance was kind of impressive. I'm surprised it worked as far away from the telephone as it did. However, the volume, the automatic gain control and the volume on there was not very good in terms of pickup. Even when I was just 2 feet away from the handset, the volume was still noticeably quieter than when it was on talk. So that's kind of disappointing. The speakerphone definitely leaves something to be desired on the pickup end. However, the talk mode seems pretty solid. So overall, it's not bad phones. I like the standby display. The time is pretty big. You got the date on there. The only thing I really don't like is the arrangement of the buttons. I think that these buttons should have been separated, just because it's just kind of difficult to use. It's not super fluid. Other than that, not a bad set of phones, especially considering the brand that these came from. I'll put these in service and use them for a little while and see how I like them on the day today.